is it? Game time. What time is it? Game time. What time is it? Game time. Going beast mode when the game begin. I worked all summer to be a champion. At Venice High School, all we do is win. Man, it feel good to be an Indian.
And welcome to this week's edition of the John Peacock Coaches Show. I'm John Massoni here with Venice Indian head football coach John Peacock. And Coach, big game Friday, I would say, because it was an area game, a team that came in hot, playing some hellacious offense, scoring over 60 points a game. The Port Charlotte Pirates came into Pal Davis Stadium, and the Indians ended up winning 29-22 on I would call a very interesting football game. Maybe you can expand on that a little bit, but it was a little bit sloppy start with them, then it got going, and when it got going, it got good.
Yeah, we're still struggling to find our way completely on offense and be consistent. We there are flashes, and there are some drives where it looks like it should look, and everything goes smoothly. But we had a drive towards the end of the second quarter going into halftime. I think we had 3 or 4 penalties in a row pre-snap, and it's just those things. We got to clean that stuff up, and we got to kind of I think it's more of finding our identity. Mm-hmm. Like who we are and what we're doing. And then with Darion transferring in, now we kind of got to kind of start that process over to try to figure out exactly who we are and what our identity is on offense. I mean, because I think you look back at our football team for the last 10, 11, 12 years, you could kind of look at each team and know what exactly their identity was.
Yes.
Like, this is what this guy's good at. This is what this guy's good at, and this is how we use him. And we just haven't figured that out yet exactly. What our identity is, and where all the pieces kind of fit, and who can help us win, and who we got to focus on. There are some answers that have been answered. I mean, obviously, we have we know what Macho can do. Correct. Because he's a returning starter, mm-hmm. and basically has 3 years of experience with us, and then Tyree Mannings keeps answering the bell every time we play. He makes a big play at every game that we played in so far, and I think even Sean. Sean has kind of shown that he can make some plays, and
21 carries, over 100 yards rushing.
Yeah.
And that was the identity, maybe even for that game, that he needed to run the ball a little bit more, and he did, and he stepped up and made some throws as well.
Yeah,
so,
he's done some good things, and he's a guy that can make a bad play into a good play, and then even Darion coming in, he kind of answers some things. He's a big, heavy, powerful runner. He has a strong arm, so we just got to kind of figure out our exact identity and how we're going to operate offensively, and be able to run our offense smoothly without any bumps in the road, and be able to go series after series after series. It also, 5 turnovers. This is the first time that –
It's a lot.
That's the first time we've coached in a game with 5 turnovers and we won.
Stat-wise, 3 has always been, from what I look, is the demarcation.
Yeah.
3 or more is usually a loss,
Right.
because that's just too many opportunities, too many more possessions, especially with Port Charlotte having that potent offense they do. Logan Flaherty, the quarterback, really showed what he could do on Friday night when the pressure, and you just knew that was the potential for them to score, given more possessions, could have been a real problem.
Yeah, and then, the special teams, we didn't play well in special teams. We had a situation where we were up 14 points with 6 minutes left to go in the game, and we punt the ball down the middle of the field, and they return it for 45 yards, and then the next thing you know, it's a 7-point ball game, and then we don't even field a regular kickoff, and they recover a kickoff back right after they scored. But, one thing I can say is our defense answered the bell Friday night multiple times.
Absolutely.
2 huge goal line stands. One after we fumbled the ball on the 4-yard line.
Yep.
And then they stepped up and forced a field goal. That was a huge point in that game right there. And then on top of that, after we didn't field the kick, they stepped up when Port Charlotte had a chance to tie the game. They stepped up and held them out of the end zone. And just, Kane Judson made a great play at the end of the game. So we did show some grit, which is, could go a long way, showing some grit and to win those games. And I tell them also is that, every team's not the same, and there's different paths to the top of the mountain. We've played in 5 state championships, and every team was different.
That's 100%. We can play historian right here and go back and look at certain situations where you had, the rarity was having a 4-year starter in Bryce Carpenter back in the day, and every year that it changed with Bryce. Because he was the kind of kid that you could run him 40 times against St. Thomas,
and we did it
right. But then there's times where when it came down to winning that game, you had to throw a pass to Javon, So
right.
you had those kind of situations change over time. Each quarterback, each running back, each defense, whatever it may be, had their own special qualities, so to speak. And you had to kind of assess and go from there and figure out what works best. And I think the adaptability on your part, and of course on the kids' part as well, because a lot of those kids, they play a number of years and like, well, I remember how we did it last year. Well, we're not doing it that way this year.
Right.
A little bit different. And that adaptability, that sort of being able to make change and accept the change is something that's a kind of a culture thing with the team.
Yeah, there's no doubt. And then, there's been, even the 2000 state championship year where we won 15 games, the only time that we've had an undefeated season, there were probably 6 to 8 games that were, within 6 points.
They had 3 1-point wins and an overtime win in regular season.
And then I want to say there was 3 playoff games that were all 3-point games.
Mm-hmm.
And, so that team, that was their identity, and their defense showed some grit. And I we have some good players on defense, and, maybe that's going to be our identity. We're just, it doesn't, to me, the winning part and how we win and how much we win by is not important. What is important is how we're operating. And right now, whether we're scoring points or we're not scoring points, 5 turnovers, you're not operating very well.
No, and the penalties too. We're a little bit again with that with 11 penalties in the game. So little things like that. But there was equal opportunity on the penalties. but they were getting 5-yard ones. We were getting a little bit more on some holding penalties again. And some other
we
things
had some big runs called back, and they kept getting called for linemen downfield, but their linemen were downfield.
It was because it wasn't hard not to see.
Yeah, I mean the thing is that they didn't get all of them.
Right.
You know what I mean? And
well, the RPOs are hard to time that up. You're looking for it, now looking for it. How long he holds the ball?
They missed the first one. I think they missed the first 2, and then I think they got all the rest after that. But it wasn't like they were close either. I mean, they were downfield. They were 12 yards downfield on an RPO, and then they were throwing quick screens, 3 or 4 yards downfield, and so I was hats off to the refs. I thought, I didn't agree with all their holding call on Colton Lynch down there that cost us a touchdown, but I thought that they did an outstanding job. I got the second personal foul of my life.
I did. It took us a while to figure that out. I'm like, oh, okay.
Well, they had 12 men on the field. And we punted, and they didn't call it. So I was yelling at the other side, and the referee ran slap into me. Like, it wasn't even close. I'm like, gosh, I'm sorry. Golly. And they threw the flag, and they're like, oh, we're just going to get a silent warning. I said, no. He ran slap into me. Like, there's no warning on that.
After looking at it a little bit, we like, oh, yeah, we saw what happened.
So that was my bonehead mistake of getting a personal foul, and I've always preached to the kids, but he just, I didn't see him coming. Usually I can see him coming and get out of the way if I'm in the way, but he ran right
But
into
a personal foul is odd because normally it's unsportsmanlike conduct or something like that on the side. Never like a physical.
He ran right into me. I felt that. And I was pretty stout too when he ran into me. So it was he wasn't happy about it, but he actually did a good job. It just, I just didn't get out of the way.
Yeah, well, that can happen. We get
Yeah.
a little excited. So 29-22 was the final score. Pal Davis Stadium obviously was pretty packed that night. The Port Charlotte Pirates did what we expected, brought a lot of fans up for the game, and so that was a very exciting game. Another good game for the home crowd to see a victory on Friday.
Yeah, it was actually excellent. Like if you're just a high school fan watching, excellent game to watch.
Yeah,
very exciting
and then
game.
how the finish happened.
As a coach, having 5 turnovers not so fun to watch, but
there was a lot to be talked about.
It was a really good high school football game.
Once again, we're here at Bogeies, and since you made your proclamation last week as to try the specials every week, you went ahead and had the special tonight.
I looked at it and I was like, I'm not getting that. I'm not doing that. And I was like, I said I'm going to do it. I'm going to do it. So I got the
coconut shrimp
po' boy.
Nice.
And it was actually really good.
See,
Yeah.
so they
Actually really good.
they've been that's where you're getting trapped in this now because they've been nailing their specials.
The
every
bread
time.
was awesome on it, and it just everything about it was great.
I had a salad, so I'm very boring, but I had a salad tonight.
You're putting on the season weight.
Yes, I am. Yeah, it's not everything's got bread wrapped around it these days or something.
Right.
It's hard. It's a very difficult thing to navigate because while you like to think it's only Friday night, it's not.
No,
it's
then
Saturday
morning,
and it's Sunday.
and it's Saturday night. And
it's
then it's like
nonstop.
I'm already done that. I might as well just go.
And it's always you get a nice invitation to watch Florida play or somebody go play with you, and you sit there and somebody says, "I just made this," and you're like, "Oh, what do? I don't want to eat this," but
right. And then Sunday comes, and you're like, "Well, I already screwed up Friday and Saturday. Might as well screw up Sunday.
I'll start over on Monday." Yeah. And then something happens.
That's how I do it.
Yeah, I was just talking to Emma, our crack assistant producer, and kind of complaining about my eating habits. She was very nice to say I shouldn't worry about it, but I am worried about it because someone.
Oh, I thought she said, "John, you're getting fat."
Well, I don't know. She said you said you're not getting that fat, so I felt that fat, but not that fat kind of thing.
I gotcha.
But I was good. I felt good about it. But anyway, I just got to make sure I kind of where I can make gains or losses. I got to take advantage of it.
Right.
So anyway, all right. Well, anyway, we'll be back right after this with our spotlight sponsor. Be right back on with Bogeies from Bogeies right after this.
We'd like to take a minute to acknowledge all of our sponsors that truly make this happen. State College of Florida, Chick-fil-A,
Absolute Aluminum, Jenkins, Lightning Fast Car Wash, Venice Pest Control,
Players, Ryan Brown, Damon Wilson, Trey Burton,
Ships Excavating, AstroTurf, Athletes Perspective Group, X-Tech,
Advanced Asphalt, Sarasota Ford, The Hupp Group,
Bogeies of Venice.
and a special thanks to Suncoast Credit Union.
At the Hupp Group at Keller Williams Island Life Real Estate, luxury isn't about price. Luxury is about the experience that we deliver to every client. We are a full-service real estate team offering expert marketing, strategic negotiations, and 5-star communication across every transaction. Our team includes 7 licensed realtors who work together to bring results, experience, and personalized service at every price point. With dedicated in-house marketing, operations, and complementary property styling, we elevate every listing and guide each buyer with precision and care. Over 80% of our business comes from referrals and repeat clients, because at the Hupp Group, every client receives the luxury treatment, no matter the budget. The Hupp Group, strategy, results, luxury.
Hey parents, start your child's savings adventure today with Ernie's Kids Club at Suncoast Credit Union. New members who open a youth savings account get a free 2025 Zoo Tampa Pass, financial literacy activities, and entry into special giveaways. Simply become a member and make an initial deposit of $50 or more to qualify for the Zoo Tampa Pass. Invest in your child's tomorrow while unlocking roaring savings today. Visit suncoast.com/kidsclub or your nearest branch to get started.
Quality education, exceptional value, and endless possibilities. All at State College of Florida. Thinking of starting college or switching careers? Our flexible schedules and student resources will help you get to the finish line. Apply today at scf.edu/letsgo.
And we're back here at Bogeies and the John Peacock Coach Show, and now we have our sponsor spotlight. Coach, got a little read.
We're going to spotlight
Yes.
the Hupp group.
Yep.
Michelle Hupp, son plays defensive tackle for us.
He does.
Brock Hupp
Had a
doing
good
great
game
job.
last week, too. Yeah.
Doing really well, and great player for us. Hard worker, strong kid. 400-pound bencher in high school, and those are hard to find. But so the Hupp group's a powerhouse concierge real estate team of 7 licensed realtors and 2 stylists, 2 property stylists. They service Sarasota, Charlotte, Manatee, and Lee counties. The Hupp Group works closely to ensure that every step of the real estate process results in a smooth transaction. Their mission is to be the real estate team of choice by providing 5-star service to help build wealth for their clients through real estate. The team of strong real estate professionals provides complimentary home staging for all their listings, and they are driven by their work ethic, dedication, knowledge, experience, integrity, and dissertation. They serve with an emphasis on their top tier of luxury market and are determined to provide superior service to all their clients. The Hupp Group is a luxury real estate team that provides a luxury real estate market experience to all the points.
You mentioned staging. I've sold one house in my life, and the folks who sold my home were very, very adamant about staging it properly. And I can tell you that from that, what they did and how it was staged, that house sold in less than 30 days.
They do it for free.
There you go.
I think, man, just reading that, like, I'm gonna go home and put my house in the market. I just want to experience that.
And it sounds like, like everything. It sounds like you signed a contract and
They come
let
fix
it go.
it up.
Yeah.
They come stage it.
I want to know. I don't know if when they sell it, like they hey, come on down the road. We got one. Here's your next home for you. I'm sure.
Yeah, I mean, it makes me want to go home and sell the house, like just to have the experience.
What happens? Your wife comes home. We're like, hey, honey,
We're selling it.
the commercial got me.
She would be happy if we're selling it. So
So the Hupp Group
yes,
is
visit
our
them.
sponsor spotlight for this week. Thanks them. Thanks for them for being a sponsor for
Yes.
the John Piquette Coaches Show. With that, we'll come back right now with the highlights from Friday night. A lot of things to look at, a lot of things to see positive from the game, and we'll catch that right now.
Again, we had some great kickoffs.
Five for five.
Yeah, he's doing an excellent job. Very strong leg. I think one he kicked through the uprights.
He did.
He
He hit the bottom of it, the crossbar.
And
I
it
think.
wasn't a huge win that night.
No,
it was
no, it was a
pretty calm night.
Really nice night.
So defensively, we started out fine. We had a 3-and-out. They had a botched snap here to start. Shari gets a big tackle for loss for that, and then we forced a 3-and-out to start the game, which was huge. And then we actually got the ball and went down and scored. I think, was that the one that got called back? Or
Yeah.
So that was kind of frustrating. But you'll see here, very close to Judson having an interception on the first pass of the night.
Oh, he was right.
Yeah, he did a great job
yeah.
of dropping in that zone and getting out there wide. And it was right in his hands. The defensive guy kind of ripped it out, but we've been working on that, so he was very frustrated.
I think they were expecting him to be there. Yeah,
but he did a great job getting out there, and that's hard. Even though when you practice it, you don't really realize how far you got to get out. Macho ran hard all night. We had some nice lanes to run through, and
he seemed like he had that. There's a different.
This got
gait
called
to
back
him.
for holding on
Right
Lynch, and I thought he did an excellent job. To me, that's how you teach it. But anyway, we did get the score this drive. Macho takes it in here with a nice run, and the offensive line played better. Justin Prito had a nice game. He did some really nice physical things and finished a lot of blocks, which was nice to see. So, we're definitely getting better up front. Defensively, we had a lot of big plays. They're an explosive team.
Yeah, that's what I'm saying. Like, when you watch the defense, they really, really held their own again with the amount of possessions extra that Port Charlotte ended up getting.
I think I want to say that's Judson too. I mean, he's been making all kinds of plays for us defensively, but they have some excellent skill guys, receivers and running backs. And running backs, a really good football player. And this is where they got the ball. We fumbled the ball on the first down of our second possession, and defense was able to come up with a stop here. Unbelievable job. They have some big offensive linemen. You see big offensive linemen in front, and a big running back, and the quarterback's a really good runner as well. I see Judson again making a play. I mean, he has really done a nice job for us this year,
and wrapping up, which is that's the one thing you see a lot of times. A lot of guys want to make the big hit, but wrapping up is a big deal.
Shari here on third down, making a huge play for us, and we forced a field goal. So giving them the ball inside the 5, and then hold them to a field goal is pretty good job. So
there's a few of those that didn't. I also wasn't sure, but I kept on thinking they seem like they're playing off the ball a little bit. The defensive line, maybe giving themselves a chance to not. But it just looked obvious.
See Tyree, he makes everything look so easy, so easy. And he had 172 yards
on 6 catches and a touchdown. Yeah.
So and Sean did a nice job getting the ball to him early.
And but the delivery right there was so smooth.
Yeah.
Quick looking for his guy and right out of his hands. And here's some good running on his side.
The ball. I mean, there were some nice hard runs, and Sean did a really nice job carrying the ball all night. And then so did Darion, our other quarterback. You see, they have 3 guys on the Shari. I mean, they were going to make sure that he wasn't going to change the game.
And Flaherty, the quarterback, you see him right there. He didn't get any yardage. He did that a lot, where he could just take a little step to the side.
Yeah.
And he was elusive, but not like nothing spectacular. He just sort of moved his way around the pocket and got around people to keep the play alive.
And he's a lot faster than people think too.
Well, that one touchdown he had that was from 20 yards. He cruised in from that one.
Yeah, and it doesn't look like he's giving any effort. I mean, he's a really
exactly
smooth
right.
athlete. Again, Sean does a nice job inside running the ball and finding a path, and he's quick. He's quick.
And he looked confident doing it.
Accelerates really quick.
Right. There was a lot of confidence in his running on Friday.
Yep. This is a great hustle play. This is the third down play. A great hustle play with it by Ashari.
And Dale got a little dinged up on that one, number 10.
Here's Darion's first action of the game. Our second, first throw of the game.
That's Testa.
Yeah, Testa had a big catch there. And then Darion in our jumbo package. See just how.
Yeah, that right there.
He's a big, strong
big kid.
Yeah.
And he had somebody he was dragging behind him, and he managed to push his way into the end zone.
Yeah, he played really well for us. This is a great job.
A good play right here.
Getting it to Tyree, and he's special.
It's hard for people to chase him across that field like that.
I guarantee that first guy's not going to tackle him.
No, he is a strong runner.
Then again, this is towards the end of the first half, and Shari was after him all night. I think he ended up with 2 sacks on the night.
2 sacks, I think 3 total tackles for loss, and again he created havoc.
Yeah, no, I mean they had definitely a game plan. They had 3 guys on him. They had the back. You see Macho.
See, that's what I love when he puts his hand on his lead blocker's back and sort of then he works off of that. He's very good at that. That's
very patient, very patient, and
right?
Able to accelerate. Let's see Sean again. He's so quick, when he takes off.
And when he's decisive like that, it's hard to stop him. He's one cut up the field and he's running through tackles. That's a huge positive. It's something we haven't had.
No, that's right. And then let's see, nice throw here to Tyree.
And again, that's just that he didn't overthrow it. He knew he had space, put it right on his hands.
And then Darion again here in our heavy package here.
Macho
runs it in, but Darion was running the heavy package there. And
you can see once right off the snap, you can almost tell where that's and when it's going to work. You can see how the blocking nobody was getting no penetration.
And we went for two there. Yeah.
We missed an extra point. He went for two twice and made it twice.
Went for 2 twice to pull it to.
It kept us a touchdown ahead.
Yeah, it kept us 7
at
points
the end,
ahead.
Yeah. This is third quarter action.
Aaron Campbell's playing really good for us too. I mean, he's this last game was much better.
We saw spectacular plays from him last year, late in the season. He's coming back into midseason form right now. There he is, right there.
Yeah, there's a long pause. I'm trying to figure out how they're going to beat us.
Another good. That's Campbell again. He
And
made
that was-
back-to-back plays right there.
That was I think that was third down.
So now, no, because that's what he can do. He is very quick on the snap.
Yeah, and here's another third and 4 play.
Good stop right there.
Yeah,
That's
was
Hupp.
Hupp. Yeah, Hupp and Judson. You know, they did a nice job calling plays and being patient. And that quarterback, I can't say enough good things about him. He's excellent. He must have a really good quarterback coach.
Only a junior.
Yeah.
Here's a big play right
Yeah,
here.
like just
Tyree.
You like how he stops and catches it right in front of him, just so he knows he's going to make a move after them. I mean, that's incredible.
And again, the first guy, he's either spinning off or bouncing off on one way or the other. 91-yard touchdown pass. Obviously the longest one of the year. But, again, a great play. And
I wonder if that's a school record.
I don't know. It'd be interesting to see. I kind of had a feeling there was something bigger, something longer than that in my tenure as a stats guy.
Oh, not since I've been there. 91 yard. No, not since I've. I see Shari with another sack.
Yeah, Neely kind of made him turn the other direction and right back into the waiting arms of Ashari.
They did a good job game planning to try to not have Ashari affect the game that much with spraying out away from him for one, and then when they were going to him, or they would have 3 guys on him, 2 or 3 guys doubling him. Good. And then he was getting frustrated.
Sure, but I mean you got to expect it.
Yeah,
and expect it for the rest of the year.
There's Hupp again on the sack. Let's see, Aaron finishes them off. Like I said, we had a lot of splash plays on defense.
We were in the backfield quite a bit, disrupting.
You see, here's Ashari. He just kept his feet a little bit. He was able to beat. And you see Walker Brown. Yeah,
he came over. They were beat on that play, and he just didn't quite get enough oomph on that ball. And then over there with the interception for Walker Brown.
See Dorian again. He's a hard runner, man. He's a hard runner.
And at the end of these games, he's bigger than you think too.
Yeah.
And then he starts getting into hitting some folks.
This is Tyree Jackson. They got a nice play.
And go Jumbo here.
Jumbo, yep, 2nd and 4.
That's John Ford.
Yeah, John Ford, nice run. That's the way to hit it and accelerate. We did a nice job on our jumbo package. We really did. We probably should have used it a little bit more, like just midfield. First play of the down or whatever the series. And this is the final. This is the final stop here. So that was first down. And this is second down.
Right here, I thought for a second.
That
play
right
was
there.
huge.
Yeah, I'm not sure. I didn't see who came up there late. I want to say it was Borelli.
Borelli was making some plays.
Now in the middle of this, we had a pass interference call. So I want to say there was 5 plays, but then right here, I mean that was another big one to stop them. Like they had actually a half a yard to go, and then this is 4th down, and Judson makes a heck of a play.
Yeah, just he blows it up, and he's right there. Yeah. And I was a little afraid when he tried to fling him down.
Yeah,
I was like,
me too. I was like, let's get him on the ground,
because you never know what's going to happen there.
And then we did a nice job closing the game out.
Yeah, because it was still like 3 or 4 minutes left.
We started off with a penalty, so we had to throw the ball here, but Tyree did a good job, kind of getting us back into, stop from being from behind the stick so much. And then we did an awesome job finishing the game out. Like Sean did a nice job running the ball. We did a nice job up front. We were physical.
And you guys on the sidelines clock managed the last couple plays pretty well too.
Yep. I mean, we're moving people out of the way. I mean,
There's Sean
They
again.
know they know we're gonna run the ball. I also thought that should have been run. Clock should have been running there.
Yeah, it looked like he got him,
But
first downs are good in those situations. This is where you are kind of clock managing some things right here.
This is it's hard to do, man. When you're used to just going.
You sit there for 20 seconds. It feels like it's 2
Yeah,
minutes.
it feels like forever. But again, if you watch up front here to our right side, we did a nice job getting off the ball and getting some movement.
Yeah, right there.
Prito does a nice job, second level. Again, Sean does a nice job finding those creases.
So 29-22 was the final score. Saw the highlights. Again, you talked about identity of the team early on. You can see a little bit of that sort of coming, especially with the defense. The D-line starting to show that while Ashari is going to get triple teamed, that may not be the best thing to do because you got the other three guys who can make as many plays as Ashari does as well. And offensively, maybe seeing Sean Long come more of a running guy, maybe trusting the run a little bit, making some smooth throws, and then trying to work in the new quarterback.
I think that Sean just brings a lot to the table. I mean, he's an excellent athlete.
Yeah. I think sometimes maybe early, like anybody would be, they try too hard. And it seemed like you're trying to throw it harder than you normally do. It's not. The throws were appropriately thrown, catchable balls in the right spot. The runs were, again, finding the hole properly. Those little things you're not trying to make anything extra. Not trying to bounce it to the outside. Right. Trust it. Follow the lead.
Yeah,
block.
I'm sure. Yeah, he's definitely, shown a lot more confidence and, eyes aren't as wide open. He's, there's definitely a calmness about him, and we have two good guys, and we're blessed to have that.
Right.
And we're gonna do the best job we can to use them and use them effectively.
For as many highlights as you saw, though, I know there's a lot of stuff that you could coach up this week.
Yes.
Penalties wise, again, ball security, understanding where you are during the game, what's going on with certain things. So
snaps were a lot better this week.
They were absolutely better.
Yeah.
So each
we're getting better. There's no doubt about it. But we're so like self-destructive. Like we're just self-destructive.
Sometimes you wonder like who you're playing yourself or what are you doing here? And
and as a coach, when you start becoming self-destructive, you gotta kind of, hey, we got to slow this down a little bit. We got to taper down some things so they can play instead of thinking.
Right.
Right.
No, though that's that, and that is that. For as much as that you like, that sounds silly. Sometimes that's the worst thing you can do is think about what's going to happen.
Yeah.
When you're not playing naturally.
When you're running a play you're confident in, and you know exactly what you're doing and how you're going to react to every situation, you can play a lot faster.
Yeah. There's no doubt about that. So again, 29-22. Now we get the First Academy coming in from Orlando, and then we'll get a little conversation on what they can bring to the party. Again at Powell Davis Stadium, Friday night, 7:30. Make sure everybody tries to be out there rooting the Indians on to another victory. With that, we'll take a break, come back, and talk about this week's game right after this.
We'd like to take a minute to acknowledge all of our sponsors that truly make this happen. State College of Florida, Chick-fil-A,
Absolute Aluminum, Jenkins, Lightning Fast Car Wash, Venice Pest Control,
Players, Ryan Brown, Damon Wilson, Trey Burton,
Ships Excavating, AstroTurf, Athletes Perspective Group, X-Tech,
Advanced Asphalt, Sarasota Ford, The Hupp Group,
Bogeies of Venice,
and a special thanks to Suncoast Credit Union.
At the Hupp Group at Keller Williams Island Life Real Estate, luxury isn't about price. Luxury is about the experience that we deliver to every client. We are a full-service real estate team offering expert marketing, strategic negotiations, and 5-star communication across every transaction. Our team includes 7 licensed realtors who work together to bring results, experience, and personalized service at every price point. With dedicated in-house marketing, operations, and complementary property styling, we elevate every listing and guide each buyer with precision and care. Over 80% of our business comes from referrals and repeat clients. Because at the Hup Group, every client receives the luxury treatment, no matter the budget. The Hup Group, strategy, results, luxury.
Hey parents, start your child's savings adventure today with Ernie's Kids Club at Suncoast Credit Union. New members who open a youth savings account get a free 2025 Zoo Tampa Pass, financial literacy activities, and entry into special giveaways. Simply become a member and make an initial deposit of $50 or more to qualify for the Zoo Tampa Pass. Invest in your child's tomorrow while unlocking roaring savings today. Visit suncoast.com/kidsclub or your nearest branch to get started.
Quality education, exceptional value, and endless possibilities. All at State College of Florida. Thinking of starting college or switching careers? Our flexible schedules and student resources will help you get to the finish line. Apply today at scf.edu/letsgo.
Back here at Bogeies and the John Peacock Coaches Show, and again, I walked in and there was a 12 top. That's usually when that's when the season starts in here. You'll get like 12 tops and 14 tops, and you get people doing it. So it's starting to get that full feeling again.
Well, it gets really full with MAC action.
Yeah.
When
Tuesday
MAC
night.
action starts, there's Tuesday night, when there's football every night for like 60, 70 days in a row.
And you forget that most of the people that come down here are coming from MAC country.
So Bogeies, also, they're going to stay open late this Saturday for the post party of the Hall of Fame.
New Venice High School Hall of Fame, Athletic Hall of Fame.
So if you're out about Saturday, Bogeies is going to be open a little later.
I can almost promise you that it'll be probably because the 2000 team from the state championship, they'll be here more than likely celebrating their 25-year anniversary for their state championship.
And I'm sure if you are still wanting to go attend the Hall of Fame, you can, right?
You just got to go to it. Should be the Venice Athletic Hall of Fame. There should be a website. You probably link it through the athletic department's website as well, and you'll see your opportunity to either buy a table, individual ticket as well. So,
do we know who's going in?
Yes.
So we got two teams, which is the 2000 football team and the 1998 volleyball team.
Two state champions.
Yeah. The first state champion was the 98 volleyball team, and the first male state championship team was the 2000 football.
Yep.
We got Trey Smith. That was part of the 2000 football team.
Exactly. And of course he went on to bigger and greater things at Auburn and up in the Canadian Football League. Mike Rivera, baseball player for our back-to-back state championships in
National championship at Florida.
National championship in Florida, and played on a world championship team, I believe,
for the USA
under 18 USA team.
Yeah, and then he also, I think he's a coach at Florida.
Currently a coach at Florida. Currently a coach at Florida. Then you have Jeremy Cook, who's still on campus of Venice High School. He's a wrestling coach and a baseball coach at the same time.
Yeah, I want to say Jeremy's a two-time state champion,
undefeated state champion, two times in a row. Had a 90-match winning streak.
Yeah,
came in. Was a semifinalist in his sophomore year, and then went on to play.
And he also played baseball and was. I think they were in the semifinals in baseball.
Yeah,
when his senior year.
So he's a dual athlete, but he's getting in for his wrestling.
Cheryl Mays,
golfer from the mid-'80s.
The first ever state champion at Venice, individual or any state champion at Venice, and she was the state champion in golf for women's. Now the unique thing about her is that when she won it, there was only one class.
Right.
So she won the whole state. There was no
four.
There was no 1, 2, or 3 A's. It was just one golf tournament, and she won it.
And then Dana Dumas,
from the
05 team.
05's,
and was the player of the year and a state champion as well.
She was Miss Florida volleyball, the number one player in the state of Florida.
Right. She brought the state championship in the 05 year.
Yep.
And who else? Oh, Coach Powell, Jim Powell.
Yep, Jim Powell.
And Jim, obviously the name Powell is very recognizable with Venice High School sports and Powell Davis Stadium. Obviously, Jim Powell was the legendary coach from the I want to say the Jim goes back to the late 60s.
Late 60s to early 90s.
Yeah, late 80s.
Late 80s.
Yeah, late 80s. And was athletic director for a long time. And just a a incredible personality, human being, however you want to call him. He had that flair about him. I'd seen him stand up, and he's going to hand out the Jim Powell Award, and out of nowhere he would turn whatever little quippy story that got told before him, he turned it into just an unbelievable joke or some sort of funny line, and he had that unbelievable ability. It was me going back to when I was in high school. He could be just ranting and raving about something, but as he's doing it, it's some of the funniest things you've ever heard in your life. And you're trying to find a way not to laugh.
Yeah, I got opportunity to coach with him for 5 or 6 years, and I mean, he'd just have you rolling the whole time. It's just hilarious.
I know that some of the coaches that we know growing up, they could sit around for hours and tell Jim Powell stories.
And I think Larry Sandberg's going to be inducting him. So.
And Larry's one of those people who and Larry has a different one every time I ask him something about Jim. He's like, oh, one time, like, I never heard this.
I've
before.
heard some stories that are absolutely
no doubt
hilarious.
about it.
Yeah.
And I think that's the entire class. So again, great group of guys and gals. I think it's going to be a fantastic event, and hopefully every year it'll be maintained to the same standards. And there's a lot of people in Venice who deserve it to be in that stuff. So so to be the first class is an honor, and I think rightfully so. That I think the right class people got in there.
Great class.
Give it that sort of breadth that it needed as far as how many different people from different generations.
It's going to end up being a great event for athletic department and a really unique and great thing for Venice.
And the location is the plantation for the ceremony, and it starts at 5:30. 5:30 is you can start rolling in there for the ceremony. So again, if you can make it, please go ahead and just look that up on again. Go to the Venice High School Athletic page. There should be a link to where you can get tickets and look at all the particulars. So congratulations to everybody. With that, we got a game on Friday night, Powell Davis Stadium, to mention Jim Powell. The First Academy out of Orlando, a 1A school. But as we were talking about it off camera, those 1A schools, boy, they can be difficult to play. Even though they say 1A, it's doesn't mean it's a depleted roster. There's usually a lot of good players that play in these academies.
So the First Academy is a private school that participates in 1A football, and they have other than IMG, they have the most talented roster in the state of Florida.
Right.
And I'm not saying that like it's legitimately a private school, and it's all based on football, and they have an incredible roster. I mean, everyone is basically Division I.
Right.
The receiver from who's the team that played the state championship?
Oh, Lake Mary,
the tall receiver. He's on the team. So they got players from everywhere.
And they're a lot like American Heritage. There's a few First Academies. Am I not mistaken with that, or is that?
I'm not sure, but I would say they're more like IMG because it's very, very expensive to go there.
Yeah, sports oriented.
Very expensive to go there. I think it's upwards in the $60,000 range, and they go from K to 12. So I don't know what the math is for that, but if you go from K to 12, it ain't cheap.
If you're a K and you're getting coached already, look out when you get to be in 11th grade.
Well, I don't think the K's are going there for football.
I know.
I'm pretty sure the football players aren't
these
paying.
days, you're never quite sure what's going on with that kind of stuff.
I'm pretty sure the football players aren't paying tuition.
There's always a specimen coming up.
I can almost guarantee you that.
My 4-year-old is.
But again, like they're very talented. They actually got in a little trouble last year, and they can't participate in the playoffs this year.
Okay.
So what the coach did is they basically scheduled the toughest schedule that you can imagine. Someone playing, they play.
Well, that's good for you because you always have a hard time finding the game. They come.
Well,
that's my
next thing. So I fell for it again. So I get a call. Hey, coach, this is so and so from the First Academy. We would like to come to you and play you. And I'm like, okay, like. Where are you from?
Yeah.
The First Academy in Orlando. And I had no idea who they were.
Right.
So I'm like, all right, let's let's do it. We'll sign a contract. Absolutely, come down here and play us. And after I do that, then Hunter goes, that's the team that just had the 36 whatever kids and they couldn't make the playoffs. I said, okay, are they going to be good? And he's like, yeah, they're going to be good. They have all these Division I players. I'm like, but I was like, you got to think like some of them are going to leave because they can't go to the playoffs. You know what I mean? Like they're not going to just stick around. Right. Well, they all stuck around and they're all there and they're loaded. I don't know. I can't remember their exact schedule, but they've played Phoenix City Central out of Alabama, one of the best teams out of Alabama, and that was like a 3-point game. Last week's game was a little, the score's a little, doesn't tell the whole story. It was like 7 to like 12 or 9 or something like that. And but they had a monsoon. They played in a monsoon. Like when you can see the raindrops coming down on film, like it's raining.
That's a lot.
And it was coming down when they were playing. So that was a little different. And I can't remember the first team they played. They lost to, IMG. What am I thinking? Yeah. So they opened up with IMG,
right? And
of course, IMG won that game. But they're supremely athletic and have all types of players. You can kind of tell they haven't quite completely gelled, kind of like us.
Sure,
they haven't completely gelled yet. But when they do, they're obviously a special team, and they're not playing for the playoffs. They're playing every week to compete.
It's like an opportunity to stake your claim as a good team as you can be.
Yeah, to compete, and even the rest of their schedule, like not just up to here, but the rest of their schedule is like just as brutal. Like every week they're playing somebody.
And I think a lot of kids are that nowadays they're looking for that kind of a situation because I'm not saying but when you go to the next level, if all of them are going to go to the next level, a good portion of them, you want to play good competition. So when you step on the field in college, now it's not nearly the same, but you've got some of that idea what it is to be across from a guy talented as you are. Sometimes you don't get that in other places where you're not going to face somebody. Maybe if you're a Division I player and you might line up against a guy twice in your regular season. In this case, probably lining up 10 times against somebody who can play with them.
You're right. Like a lot of kids, I would say the top tier athletes want to play against the best.
Right.
Best of the best. You don't want to. If you're a true competitor and you are a top tier athlete, you don't necessarily want to go, play.
And not to steer too far off course, but I think college coaches and recruiters are watching the film on those games.
Yeah, they
want to see you play against the other guy.
They absolutely do know, the competition and who you're lining up against each week. They absolutely 100% know who your competition is.
Right.
If we're going off and playing, and I don't even want to say any teams.
But
like if we're playing Cherry Ridge and Fort Myers, it doesn't exist, but let's just say they did, and then they were a horrible team, and we're going off playing teams like that and winning 45-13 or whatever. What have we done?
It's not for yourself. You want to get a W, but what you're doing for the team is maybe not the growth that you're looking for.
You're definitely not going to get
because that's what you say. You start off going, and you're growing as a team against great competition. Like Port Charlotte last week, we knew how good they were, and they showed it.
Yep.
But we were able to sort of continue our growth pattern and keep going towards that ultimate goal. But again, getting better every week is your short-term goal, obviously.
Yeah, but they're able to have so many athletes in the secondary. I think that's one of their strengths is their secondaries. They have some really tall, long, fast athletes back there, and they just basically play man, and they load the box, and their defensive line is huge, fast and physical. Their linebackers are fast and physical. So it's going to, offensively, like, we're not going to be able to make the mistakes we've been making. Or this one will get away from us.
And last week, like I said, I would say fortunate that wasn't a worse situation for you. Defense stepped up, but it was fortunate.
Yeah, if we play like we did last week, this one will get away from us quickly. Now, offensively, like I said, it's almost like they haven't quite found their way, but they have, their running back is phenomenal, and their quarterback is phenomenal. and their wide receivers are, like I said, they got athletes everywhere. They're really great players, and their offensive line. And I want to say they have like two. Both their tackles are Power 5 guys, and then all the rest of the three are Division I guys.
Right.
So and they're enormous. So and they got a freshman like H-back who's like 6'4", like 280-pound H-back, and sometimes he lines up at running back. Like, they're just a huge football team. They're very big.
So come out to Powell Davis Stadium, right? You got to come out. It's going to be a very, very, I would say, challenging, and from what you're saying, entertaining. I would imagine as well.
It's going to be challenging,
and I think but coming down to Powell Davis Stadium is definitely a challenge and something to try to do in our backyard is a little tough. So hopefully that crowd will be out there for us, and we'll have a fantastic showing and a fantastic game for everybody to watch.
Yes. With
that, we'll take a break and come back, talk a little bit about some of the area stuff, other teams in the area, some jumbled up things this week. Manatee County especially, they're taking turns being the guy on the top of the mountain. So we'll see how that played out last week. We'll take a quick break, come back, and talk about what's going on in the 941 area code right after this.
We'd like to take a minute to acknowledge all of our sponsors that truly make this happen. State College of Florida, Chick-fil-A,
Absolute Aluminum, Jenkins, Lightning Fast Car Wash, Venice Pest Control,
Players, Ryan Brown, Damon Wilson, Trey Burton,
Ships Excavating, AstroTurf, Athletes Perspective Group, X-Tech,
Advanced Asphalt, Sarasota Ford, The Hup Group,
Bogeies of Venice,
and a special thanks to Suncoast Credit Union.
At the Hup Group at Keller Williams Island Life Real Estate, luxury isn't about price. Luxury is about the experience that we deliver to every client. We are a full-service real estate team offering expert marketing, strategic negotiations, and 5-star communication across every transaction. Our team includes 7 licensed realtors who work together to bring results, experience, and personalized service at every price point. With dedicated in-house marketing, operations, and complementary property styling, we elevate every listing and guide each buyer with precision and care. Over 80% of our business comes from referrals and repeat clients, because at the Hup Group, every client receives the luxury treatment, no matter the budget. The Hup Group, strategy, results, luxury.
Hey parents, start your child's savings adventure today with Ernie's Kids Club at Suncoast Credit Union. New members who open a youth savings account get a free 2025 Zoo Tampa Pass, financial literacy activities, and entry into special giveaways. Simply become a member and make an initial deposit of $50 or more to qualify for the Zoo Tampa Pass. Invest in your child's tomorrow while unlocking roaring savings today. Visit suncoast.com/kidsclub or your nearest branch to get started.
Quality education, exceptional value, and endless possibilities. All at State College of Florida. Thinking of starting college or switching careers? Our flexible schedules and student resources will help you get to the finish line. Apply today at scf.edu/let's go.
And we're back here with the John Peacock Coaches Show. And Coach, sponsor spotlight, the Hup Group. I want to thank them for being a sponsor. Thank all of our sponsors for the John Peacock Coaches Show. Everybody doing a great job for us. We really do appreciate it. With that, we segue to what happened last week as far as our local teams are concerned. Obviously, we went into this to the weekend or Friday.
Got another win.
Well, Bayshore had not just a win; they went out and won 42-7 over Braden River.
Hats off to Ace Sanders.
I mean, they've had some nice wins this year from being 1-9 and maybe 0-10, maybe the last year, 2 years.
Like he's coach of the year this year. I mean, you get automatic 10 votes for just taking that job.
Right. And he's turned it around, and they're more than competitive.
Yeah,
they're winning football games.
Hats off to you, Coach Sanders, if you're listening. That's a heck of a job.
And since you jumped into Manatee County, I'll say there was a big game. Venice, Charlotte, Port Charlotte was a big game, but Parish Community and Palmetto, a district game, probably the two favorites in the district. And Palmetto came.
They're in the same district.
They are, and they came off a loss to Riverview and woke up and won 30-8 against
30-8,
Parish Community. And Parish
lopsided.
Community was doing pretty well.
So then that makes them the favorite in the district then.
At this point, you'd say yes. There's no
Yeah.
doubt about that. Southeast with a win over Lakewood Ranch, 36-3. I had made a prediction when when Southeast had played Manatee that they were going to take on Manatee, and I don't know if it was just a bad night order, but it looks like they're back on track again as well. So who else have I got for you? Oh, Riverview they played Melbourne Catholic, a really good team. I know they are a good team.
Melbourne Central Christian, it's Melbourne Central Catholic.
Okay, I got you.
Yeah.
And it was Riverview with a 42-14 victory.
I thought it was 45-14.
I've got 42-14. Okay, so
Well, that's a tough Melbourne Central Catholic team though. They're
and Riverview is turning into an offensive juggernaut under Mark Christiani. They're putting up a lot of points, and we know Mark is a defensive line coach, but maybe he had some. Maybe we didn't know his offensive prowess.
I think it's Brody Wiseman. He's the
that's true. I apologize for
the
Brody.
RPO guru.
Go.
And yeah, he's definitely got that offense rolling.
Sarasota with a 21-16 win over Gibbs, St. Pete Gibbs, and they're 3-1. And
Sarasota?
They're moving along pretty good as well.
Wow, that's good.
So good start for them into the season. Northport with a 20.
Northport is on a winning streak.
Over Bonita Springs.
Yep.
So again, and then we had Immokalee. Immokalee is always a good program down there. They put a running clock on Lemon Bay, 44-7 in their game. And to mention one other thing, Sarasota Christian, they lost to Cambridge Christian 45-13, but their quarterback, Ben Milliken, threw for 405 yards in the game. And I just thought that's in high school,
that's
at any level, that is a heck of a lot of passing yardage.
That is a lot.
And to make that kind of completions, whatever, I didn't hear all of the things particular, but it's a heck of a night.
When does Riverview play them?
I don't know if they are. But
I thought they.
I don't know if that is the case. But again, and I forgot probably the one team that's been the steadiest all year is Cardamooney, and they took on Berkeley Prep and won 49-10. And Booker with
Huge
a big
win.
game.
When I saw that, I was like, "What? This must gotta be a misprint."
42-0 over Naples, and usually Naples scores are 15-11. They're always some weird scores like that.
It's running, so you don't have a lot of opportunities. But they must have played really well on defense. Their defensive line. I know they have some really good players on the defensive line, but hats off to Coach Woods. That's a big win. That's a big win for Booker.
And maybe in that situation with Naples, they got a lead on them, and maybe they were able to kind of take Naples out of their comfort zone, and could happen. But either way, it's an impressive win.
Naples is a great football program, so hats off.
They don't get shut out. They don't get 42 put on them very often. So that, again, hats off to Booker. That was one heck of a showing for them. So like I said, our area teams again showing some improvement in some cases. Some are showing what they're made of as far as how they've been over the past couple of years. So going to be interesting to see how it all plays out the next couple of weeks. So now you're getting into the heart of things. We have district games coming up. Everybody has district games coming up, and so these are the ones, and it can't be undersold. There's a lot of rivalries. There's a lot of things that go along with being in the area, but when the district's on the line, that's your clear pathway to the next level, to the playoff games.
Right.
And so you've always said it. You got to win those district games, and if you do that, then you're making it to goal number one, which is getting to the playoffs. And then after that, it's all the other things that go along with it, with the seedings and the this and the that and all that other stuff.
Right.
So that's kind of how it works. Well, Coach, like I said, you've laid out a very, very interesting scenario for this week's game. A very talented team from the First Academy coming in to Powell Davis Stadium. So I guess we're looking forward to it, and I think the fans will be looking forward to it as well.
Yeah, it's going to be an exciting game. Hopefully we get good weather, and it's not as hot outside anymore. So I know the Chick-fil-A has been good. So hopefully,
my goodness, the Chick-fil-A is.
Hopefully we get a good crowd.
I'd like to say that everything people coming to the game is all about the football team. But this year I'm
with
thinking,
no Chick-fil-A in Venice, the people are just coming for the Chick-fil-A.
They're clamoring for it.
They just come and leave. Just come get it and leave.
Well, it's funny because I've showed people, there's Chick-fil-A over there, and they think, oh, that's nice. And then next thing you know, they're gone. They're looping. They're in the line.
Yeah, they got a belly full of chicken sandwiches.
They're ready to go after that. Yeah. There's no doubt about that. Also, if you can't make it to the game, we want you there. Vibrant Aspect Media, the YouTube page for Vibrant Aspect Media starts at 7 tonight. We'll be able to try around 7 o'clock to get the everything started. No Trey Burton this week. Got Jeff Fulcher sitting in with me for the live stream, and you can watch it on TV. I got told, I told the guy who said it is at every game at home, so he's not going to do it. But he said it was really nice to watch that game on big screen TV for the first time ever. He had, goes. I said, well, I know it's okay. We want you there, but we also, if you're not there, we want you watching. No matter what, people will tell me I was watching on my phone. Right. I was watching at so and so's house. I was here and there. So it's definitely something to watch. It's a great production. Francis does a fantastic job helping us out, and he's got interns working with him, and they're learning their way as far as all what they're doing. So it's a very cool experience to see him trying to help these kids learn a potential trade or a job opportunity. Who knows? They could be the next Robert Redford, or they could be the next Steven Spielberg. You never know.
Right.
So you can see how that works out. So with that, Coach, we'll see you on Friday night. And we'll see you on Friday night as well. Thanks for watching tonight for the John Peacock Coaches Show. I'm John Massoni, Coach John Peacock. Thank you, Bogeies. See you here next week for the John Peacock Coaches Show.
What time is it? Game time. 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 Going beast mode when the game begin. I worked all summer to be a champion. At Venice High School, all we do is win. Man, it feel good to be a